I am experimenting with the new Angie Agentic AI for WordPress made by Elementor. Um, so, just to show you some context, I made this widget with it just by giving it a design. Not that design. Yes, this design. And then saying, can you make a prompt essentially for Angie that's very detailed and very clear? And then I made it quite a nice detailed prompt. And that was able to deliver something very specific so that everything's editable. So when you go into it, you've got the names of these things. The icons are just built in, but you can change the name. You can change the image. You can change the details here. You can change the button. You can change the button color, the heading color. You can change the labeling. You can change. Not sure what happened with that little icon. I think it's the wrong color or something, but generally everything is editable, and it's just literally a widget. So if I look at the widget options, it's down here as a Find Us widget that was created by Angie's Widgets. Now, I want to do the same thing again. I found that Claude was better at writing a great prompt to get a very specific result. I tried to do it vaguely and it wasn't giving me as much detail, and I felt like I was not being clear enough. So by just giving it a very clear prompt that I wanted it, and then it did a good job. So I've now given it this little section that I want it to make with the same instructions. I said, just make this using the similar prompt for this design, and then it's given me a nice detailed prompt there, which I've now uploaded the images and added the prompt and saying example uploaded as well, and then I hit go, and the new Angie AI tool will start loading in. While it's doing this, if you've got an Elementor website, you literally go to the plugins area and go to upload the plugin, which I'll find. I think it was down here. Yeah. So if you look at this name of if you say get the name right, there is just a plugin in the WordPress repository called Angie. If you want to be very descriptive, once it loads, you'll see the full name. Yeah, you can search for this in there, and you install that and activate it, and then it will ask you to connect it to an Elementor account, and that can be a free Elementor account. This works on free or pro Elementor accounts. So yeah, once that's installed and connected, you've got these abilities. So I just went to a page, and this mode opened up on the side, and I could start talking to it straight away. And now it's working on creating this widget, which I want to put there, and we'll be able to have a look at how that goes. I think once it's made, it has to reload the page so that the widget area gets updated. This one was a complete page I tried to do, and it was a disaster. It made it was too complicated. There was lots and lots of sections, and it just made this kind of PHP JavaScript thing that had a couple of editable elements, but nothing was really editable. But it looked like the design, but it was too rigid. So I've found it much more successful to break down a page into its chunks that you want to recreate, and then it is fantastic. So let's see what it says. I've created the new widget displaying horizontal and two locations. Save to reusable snippet. Change the log until you approve it, and it's trying to load. It's trying to connect or something, so just let it go for a bit longer. While we're waiting for that, I wanted to talk about my group. So the link to it will be at the top of the description. It's a place where a bunch of us just gather and talk about WordPress and AI twice a week. And it's a ton of fun. A lot of good. There's web developers. There's people with WordPress sites. It's a bit of a mixed group. Lots of different skill levels. I've got areas in the classroom where there are as a plugin directory, which has got my favorite plugins and why I like them, different themes that I like to use and why. Some Claude skills that I've built that are very useful for people with WordPress sites. You can see there's just a range of things which I keep adding to. So I'd love you to check it out and hopefully join us. Okay, so this has taken a while. I went and checked that the snippet was made, and it has been made, the quick action bar widget. So it is in there. It's just not, it's stuck at this loading app thing. So I'm just going to hit reload on the page, and then should be in the Angie widgets area. So we've got that. I've got the section where I want it to go. If we look down at the widgets here, we'll see we've got a quick action bar widget now. So I'm going to drag that up right here. I'm going to get rid of that. Let's get rid of it. Delete, where are you? So now we've got the section that I want to look at. So let's see what happens when we click. Oh, it moved. Okay. Let's see if I can work on it without it vanishing away. It's trying to keep moving. Okay. So get directions to, let's see if it's what I want it to be. Yeah. So it is fully editable now. So we're in this location thing. So we've got location 1, location 2, call to action. So we can change the number, the TL. I'm not sure what that's about. It does what it does there. But you can change the subtext. So just an easy example of how you can have a nice stylized section added to a page using the magic of Angie. So it's just done it. And then it's not active. I think you've got to make it, leave test mode and approve it and stuff. Publish to live. So you can publish it to live so it's really available in the snippets, because we're showing here it's only in the sandbox in case, you're worried it was too risky, but that's now. Oh, it still thinks it's sandboxed. So anyway, we can leave test mode and publish it. Make sure they're all published, I think. But you get the idea. These little widgets are so cool. So that's all this editable area, all this editable area. And I didn't write any code or struggle with setting up the little layouts and the little icons here and stuff like that. So, and I'm sure I could go back and say fix this as well in the widget itself. I just wanted to finish off with some of the things you probably were curious about. So those icons, I fixed the icons, right, and all I said was on the finest widget, you made the icon for the call us area is missing. That you made it's missing. Can you fix it or make a new version if you have to? See screenshot. And I put a little screenshot of this little area here, and sure enough, it fixed it within the same widget. It didn't make a new one. It just fixed the existing one, and it said it replaced the missing emojis with native Elementor icons for phone, email, and clock. So now it's really, really nice. Another thing you might have been curious about would be the other widget. Oh, sorry. Before that, the snippets. So with the snippets, how I was talking about how they weren't active or whatever. So actually, this one you can see here there's sandbox only. You can just literally click on push to live, and then that's how you can activate them. So now it's doing weird stuff again. Okay, it's good for you to see this too. So they're live, they're synced, they're live. It's done. Just click on that button once you're in the snippets area, and then it opens up the side. It loves to open this side section up for some reason. So back to the page and showing you that quite radical widget that I said was pretty useless. I just thought I'd show you exactly how useless it is. So this is when I try to prompt a whole page design. So it made like this area here for an image and request a quote, the find us bit that I've shown you how I made. And as you add things, it sort of generates them, but it only gave like a hero image box, a location box, one box, a location 2 box. I want you to pick an image. If I just throw in some images like so, and then the hero, which it generated actually. So if I throw these in, it then starts populating, but it doesn't populate them instantly. It kind of takes a little while. So even though I've added these images, they sort of show up randomly. I think, and it does let you edit the phone number and the email, but that's it. Like, this is what's also weird. It just doesn't show you. You don't know when it's going to show up. So if I click around, it's sort of there. It goes. So this was the whole thing it made, and it made a form even, which you can't use. There's no settings for it, so it wasn't very useful. But it's my fault for putting it in the screenshot. But there's request a quote button. There's these 2 find us spots and buttons here and stuff. But you can't edit any of it. All I can edit is this phone number and this email address. The business hours, these images can change, but there's a lot of restrictive elements. You can't change the text here. So I found that widget to be not as useful, and I preferred to break it down into the individual sections. Like there was a quick action bar, this section here. It was easy to make that separately, and then these find us elements, which are meant to be next to the form, it was much easier to just get it to make that. So I just thought that would be interesting to know some of the things that didn't work great. And finally, thanks for watching. I'm going to put links to the blog post about this new tool, the free plugin about the new tool, and a link to my group as well. Thanks for watching.